How can you tell how my knee's doing based on like something I'm wearing on my wrist? If you could do any business, what would you do and why?
I would probably build a movement intelligence platform for people who want to be healthier and move for longer. I'm currently actually building Genie with two co-founders on the track and field team. We're building solutions that help people reduce the risk of injury in terms of joint health and movement imbalance.
Do you have any competitors currently?
There's a lot of wearable technology on the market like Whoop and Aura, but they all measure kind of cardiovascular points and heart rate and sleep. There are other kind of wearables that like Catapult, the athletes use that measure movement and in-game and team sports, but there's no kind of wearables for consumers that measure movement and imbalance and joint-specific health in the way that we do. So we kind of sit in like an interesting space between kind of consumer wearables and heart rate, but also sports tech as well.
How can you tell how my knee's doing based on like something I'm wearing on my wrist?
Imagine you're walking normally, you're completely healthy, no joint pain, no joint issues at all. Your wrist movement looks a certain way. And then in an extreme example, you have zero mobility in, say, your left ankle. You have lots of pain, say you have arthritis in that joint. That's going to cause a limp. And in the wrist data, that looks very different to a healthy person. And when you kind of create that down in like a micro scale, those very small imbalance changes that you see at the wrist are things that we can pick up in our machine learning algorithms. And those are the changes that we look for over time that then will contribute to musculoskeletal injury over a long period of time.
Interesting. What do you think the hardest part of this business has been?
I mean, at the start, it was building our algorithms and kind of actually building that kind of proprietary data set. We spent a long time product building and kind of figuring out what our product would actually look like. We built our own hardware and deployed that to the track and field team at Duke, and we did a beta test with them, and that was great. And we've just launched on the Apple Watch as well, which has been awesome. That's been like a really big challenge. And then the second challenge is just kind of taking that risk. You know, I think it's a less conventional route to kind of go after a startup and build something, and it feels riskier compared to kind of other career opportunities. So kind of just believing in what you're trying to solve and believing that you can actually achieve it is probably also the hardest thing.